What's the deal, Pickles, and welcome back. So this week we're headed back to Cars and Cameras headquarters so that we can do kind of a revival restoration on the Yamaha Warrior. As it turns out, John from Rattle Can Customs is buying the Warrior from John from Cars and Cameras. There's a lot of Johns involved this time. So we just pulled up to Cars and Cameras headquarters, and I've just been informed that we're going to be doing this complete revival on a Yamaha Warrior in 24 hours. I don't know why we always have these ridiculous deadlines, but we somehow managed to pull it off. So that being said, let's get after it. So even though Cars and Cameras took very good care of this Warrior, John from Rattle Can Customs wants to make this thing shine like a new penny. So we're going to be cleaning and painting the frame as well as doing a plastics restoration. We got it tore down. All the wheels and stuff are over there. Plastics are, oh yeah, here. We're just steadily knocking out, getting a lot of the wiring harness and extra stuff just at least peeled back so we can get this frame cleaned up, painted, and all that good stuff. You said this is what, a 2005?
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's
Kind of hard 20 years.
Yeah, almost 20 years of mud and rust and caked up grease and everything. It's a good time. Just got finished taking the carb off. I've got it sitting outside. John's back here trying to finally get the rear end busted loose so we can take this old chain off because it doesn't have a master link in it. So that makes it twice the fun. And what are you working on, John?
I don't know what this thing is. Probably holds the front of the plastic, but I figured it could use
The lower part of the
scuff and a coat of paint.
Yeah.
Yeah, the lower part of the fender is the brace for it.
Yeah, it could use a good coat of paint.
I think that's what it was for.
That's what we're going to assume.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good idea.
That's a better answer than what I got. From what I understand, we're going to hit it with some degreaser, scrub it down real good, and then we're going to paint it. I'm going to see if I can get these dents out with some creative plumbing. That's what I'm going to call it. I don't know if it's going to work. It might make things worse, but I'm going to give it a shot. Do I need to explain this?
What do you call it?
Internal frame rejuvenation.
Oh, right.
Don't ask me to spell it. Front end is kind of caved in a little bit. I'm going to see if I can maybe get this to push back out by just hammering this through. And hopefully not getting this stuck.
Not very good.
It's moving.
Oh, it's working.
Is it really? Yes! Oh, missed it.
I can't believe it.
I can't either. That's awesome.
I mean, it's not perfect, but it's a lot better than it was.
Right? Now what I can do is get like a ball peen and try and shape that in a little bit more. Maybe. I mean, the first one worked.
Yeah.
Do it while that pipe's in it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay. Cool.
Success.
Yes! I'll take it.
Dun it. Dun it. Dun 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 dun. You get it?
Yeah.
Because shark fin.
Yeah. She's
Not much meat left on that bone.
ain't a whole lot, but it'll send us around the track a couple times.
Exactly.
Good.
4K 60, huh? Yeah. Big shot. It's a lot of data there, Chief.
It's so much. It's a good thing I have a 2 terabyte external hard drive just for my standby footage.
Oh, good. It is nice and buttery smooth, though. Look at that.
Right?
Yeah.
You can see all this ugly in 4K. So apparently the previous owner of this Warrior was a big fan of stickers, and they were everywhere. A drill and a wire brush helped out a lot in this. It still took quite a long time, but we wanted to make sure we got all the stickers off so that the frame could be completely cleaned and prepped for paint.
Got a problem. There's no wheels.
How are we supposed to get it outside? I mean, I really don't want to have to put them wheels back on because we're just going to have to take them back off.
And the shocks are disconnected. I got an idea. Watch this.
What? Okay. Okay, I guess we're doing this. All right.
This one's nice. It's actually pretty easy. I got the magic button.
Let's see how well this is going to roll on gravel.
It's going to try to just back it up.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome. How long has it been since that door was washed? Okay. Bigger.
Yeah, you just want to show
Yeah.
off. That's all it is. That's what I said when you were coming off. I said, yeah, you just wanted to show off. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Plastic Master with John. Why don't you walk us through what we're going to be doing here today?
We're going to show how to restore these to a good enough condition to stick them back on your four-wheel. It's not going to be perfect, but it's better than it was. I use PP Blaster. That was loud. I got some type of scuffing pad, rubber gloves, and some heat to finish it off to make it glossy again.
That one. It's pretty good. Little time consuming, but I mean, a whole lot better than buying new plastic.
Oh yeah. And some plastics are hard to find.
Right, exactly. So we got a new sticker we'll lay over here once we start stepping it down to a finer, something finer. We're using steel wool here.
That is
00, right?
double off, yeah. This is the dry rag. There's nothing on it. I'm just going over the hot plastic. All the little fine scratches, it kind of smooths them out and makes it.
That's like a buffing effect.
Yeah.
And that's just smoothing out the lines from where you heated it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Look, it's still got the acorns in there.
Nice. Nuts. John has turned doing as little masking as possible into an art form. There's very little masking tape on this frame, and he uses small pieces of cardboard to keep from getting overspray on things like the motor, the axle, and the rotors. I don't know how he does it, but he does it almost perfect every time.
Top edge is
So
cover
here
up
is the stock paint.
Thank you.
And here's what it looks like when John gets through with it. And he's using this matte metallic paint and primer Arctic Gray. And this is super close to the original color. And this was also like $6 or $7 a can. The Yamaha paint was, we said, what, like $23?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. No, thank you.
This sounds a lot better. So we did not want to take these shocks apart, but we wanted to paint just the coils. So what we did was we actually took a screwdriver and stuffed paper towels down inside of them all the way down, and then taped the ends to mask it off. And then we hit it with this gloss deep blue Rust-Oleum, and I don't know if the camera does it justice because this pops really hard. I'm gonna have to remember this color because I love this. So not only is John handy with a can of spray paint, he is also very, very talented when it comes to restoring and reupholstering seats. He's done almost all of my mini bike seats when they needed reupholstering, and he always finds a way to make them work even better than they did before. Like, for instance, with this Warrior seat, he had to replace the moisture barrier, the cover, and all, and did it with simply a trash bag, a little bit of heat, and some spray adhesive. And this seat looked brand new. It's always really fun to watch because he just takes his time with it. We have it sped up, but this takes a while, but he enjoys it, and he's really, really good at it.
It looks like when he wrinkles in, not a failure window.
That's cool. Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah.
You never cease to amaze me, man. Like this stuff right here, he just comes up with this on the fly, and then it works every time. How do you do it?
Try.
Oh, that's fair.
You got to fail once in a while to learn something.
Yeah, you're right. So we had to go on a little bit of a tool run. John was trying to reseal this, and the manual staple gun was not driving these staples. Went and got a new toy.
Yeah, it looks good. Goes right in.
Yeah, buddy. Looks good. Gonna change out these handlebar controls. What you doing,
You ever
man?
seen this technique? It's called when the nut is too tight, you sit on the tire to,
Because we already took it off.
yeah, you know, one of those. I
Like
think
it.
it'll be okay.
You look like you're about to get whooped by it. Close?
Close.
You're so out of breath.
I'm always out of breath.
So we have been making strides when it comes to putting this thing together. We got the hubs cleaned up and painted on all four with that really beautiful blue. Those shocks came out awesome. Just look at that. That's like one of my favorite parts of this four-wheeler so far.
Oh, yeah.
John's finishing installing the shocks. We've got these new grips in. And me and John, the other John, just finished installing this billet intake boot as well as the carburetor. We ended up just using the original carburetor that came on it, so we wouldn't have to rejet. So steadily getting wiring and everything put back together. It won't be long. We're gonna have some plastics on this thing. What do you think?
Oh, yeah.
Sweet. Got the carb back in with the intake. And we're gonna put in this super sweet clear top air box with a fresh filter. So John had the idea to mount both the lights up here. So what we ended up doing was using these existing brackets and just drilling the holes out. And you can just mount these lights inside of it and then just run a bolt in from the outside to the housing of the light, and boom, you got LED headlights. This is gonna look good. Exhaust is in. I don't remember how loud this thing is. Is it pretty loud? Yeah. That's what I like to hear. So we're gonna go make your neighbors mad, is what I'm gonna go with.
Yeah.
I'm with it.
A little bit.
Because the best part about it is we get to make your neighbors mad and then leave.
And then leave.
You know, like last time.
Yeah, just like last time.
So after getting everything cleaned, painted, and polished, we were finally ready for reassembly. This took a lot of time because somehow we lost some of the hardware, so we were having to track down new pieces. And then we got some bad news. We had it running for about 5 seconds, and then it shut off. And we tried to start it again. And when we tried it again, the solenoid just started clicking. So we were thinking maybe the solenoid's bad, started doing some testing, changed the solenoid, and it still won't turn over now. It just clicks, and we cannot figure out why. John's been sitting in here for the last 20 minutes or so, going through the wiring harness and testing it, and we can't figure out what's going on in here. So we're gonna have to come back and pick this up, aren't we?
Yep.
Because you guys are gonna fiddle with it some more.
We'll get it ripping.
Okay. I mean, even though it's not currently running, this thing looks amazing.
It looks good. Yeah, it's really good.
Love the headlight setup that they finished up on this thing. So while we didn't get to actually ride the Yamaha Warrior, there's still some good news to come out of this. I got a little bit of a surprise for you. I don't know how well you can see this, but this is my bent and welded VF1 frame from KJ Racing, and this is my donor. Is a 2004 Honda Shadow 600. That's right. We're doing a V-twin cross cart. If you want to see that and more, make sure you like and subscribe. And until next time, y'all get out there and get after it.